Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Watch Addiction Watch Reviews. Today in front of you is the AGELOCER Original. It's a pretty cool watch. It's from AGELOCER, a brand based out of Asia. And as you can see here, it comes in this green kind of box here. Open it up, you get your 2-year warranty card, the watch, a polishing cloth, and a hang tag. Let me get this out of here. We'll see what's on my wrist today and we'll dig right into it. On my wrist today is the Rolex Submariner 114060. It's a watch that I wear about 2 times a week, I'd say. I've owned it for about 8 years, and it's been a great watch. It's getting a little boring, I'd say, but it's definitely a great watch and one that is rising in value. It has risen in value from the original retail price from Tourneau, which was when you could walk into a Tourneau and buy a Rolex, and everything was good. Now times have changed a lot, and you walk into a Tourneau and there's really no Rolexes. But anyway, that's what's on my wrist. Let's get into this watch here. Right off the bat, you can see this watch is definitely a different kind of watch. It has a very unique style to it, and a very unique dial as well. It's an off-white dial with blue accents, and it's pretty interesting. You can see the branding over there, printed AGELOCER Automatic. We get a date window over at the 3 o'clock position. A very interesting way to read the time. We get a spinning wheel at the 6 for the seconds. And you can see all those blue bars that are connecting by screws. It's pretty cool. But how do you actually read the time? There is a minutes hand there, and you can see the hours hand is pointing towards a wheel, which actually resembles the wheel or a gear of an automatic movement, which is pretty cool. So you can read the hour from that. Anyway, the watch is crafted of solid 316L stainless steel. It's 42 millimeters in diameter. Which is a pretty decent size for a dressy watch. It's 48 top to bottom or lug to lug, 22 millimeter lug width. We do have a case thickness of 12 millimeters, which is pretty thin for an automatic watch actually, pretty normal. So that's a pretty good thickness there. It should fit nice on my wrist. We get a sapphire crystal on the front with some anti-reflective clear coating. It's very legible to read the dial, if you haven't noticed, as well as that date wheel, which is a bit larger than your average date wheel. This watch is water resistant to 5 ATMs or 50 meters, so definitely not one to take in the water, but definitely one you can wash your hands with. In the rain, you shouldn't have any issues there. But yeah, it also has some nice loom on those applied hour markers as well, and that nice blue chaptering to match the blue bridges going across the dial, which is pretty cool. Now, getting a little closer in on the dial, if I didn't mention before, you can see that wheel there, which tells the hour, and then that's your minutes hand. So it's really easy to read the time on this watch. There's actually a gear they place underneath there that's white as well, just for show. And you get the spinning 3-part second subdial, which is pretty interesting. So the case is solid 316L stainless steel. It's brushed with hints of chamfering polished sides on the case, as well as the bezel here. See, it comes on top of these short stubby lugs here, which is pretty cool. The finishing is pretty good. It's very smooth. There are no sharp edges or anything like that from what I can see. So the finishing in the case cut is very good. Now, these are a bit more expensive, this brand from Asia. Their watches go all the way up to like $1,400, so definitely check it out. I will drop a link down in the description below. This one's a bit cheaper. But anyway, it's an automatic watch. If you haven't noticed, it is running. It is using an Asian movement, their own caliber, which we'll get into in just a second here. The watch comes on a genuine leather band with these thinner edges here, then it's padded over here, as you can see. So it's padded and then it comes thinner. So you can see the strap wraps under the clasp to conform to your wrist. Comes with this custom buckle here, which is quite interesting. We'll get more into that as well. Now, to actually function this movement is called the A3550. They have about 10 or 15 different movements, this company, which is pretty interesting. It's a self-winding 29 joule movement, so it has 29 joules on the movement. It also has a power reserve of 40 hours. It beats at 3 hertz, 21,600 beats per hour, like an NH35. It does not have hacking. It does have hand winding, and it does have a quick set date. It's also a pretty well finished movement. And there is an exhibition case back as well, which I'll show you right now. Now, the movement also is rhodium treated, which is quite interesting. It has blued screws and perlage work as well, as you can see here. This is a mineral crystal on the screw down case back. But if you get a little closer, and they inscribe the rotor with a gold color, you have perlage work, and then you have that custom rotor. These screws are blued as well, so it looks pretty cool. There's the balance wheel going off right now, as you can see. Yeah, I think for the, what it is, I think they did a pretty good job on this movement. It isn't too noisy as well, which is very nice. But yeah, it definitely looks pretty nice from the back. Now to actually function the movement, we can self-wind it in the first position. Very easy to grasp this signed pull and push crown. It is already running. We get one position. We can flip through that date. Very solid clicks. Then we get one position to change the time. Now to actually read the time, here we go. You see that wheel right there? It's a 24-hour wheel. So say you want to set it to 2 p.m. 24, and that would be, no, we're going to set it to 2:10. 2:10, push it back down, and you're all good to go. Very easy to read the time. You can read the time pointing with that blue part right here, pointing at the hour cogwheel over here, and then the minutes over here, which is pretty interesting. It's a cool way to read time. It's something different. I think it's pretty cool. Anyway, the dial has Loom as well. There's a BGW9 kind of bluish Loom. Now I'm not 100% sure if it's actually BGW9, but it definitely seems like it. It's pretty bright and it glows blue for quite a long time. I wanted to show you that because for a dress watch, this watch has pretty good Loom. And there's a Loom shot. Like I said, the watch has pretty good Loom. There's even Loom on the second sub-dial, the pointer second sub-dial. There's Loom on the minutes hand and all the hour markers, and it actually glows pretty bright and potent. I was quite surprised by that. It seems like a different blue than BGW9. It's a bit more darker, but it's definitely bright, and it glows very good for quite a long time. Now the custom clasp itself, produced by AGELOCER, as you can see here, is quite interesting. So it comes in and clicks together here with this kind of U-shaped thing here, and the band actually folds under. So the thin part with no padding actually folds under, as you can see here, and this part is going to go under as well, and this is all going to connect. So I think it's pretty cool. This comes under like this, it snaps in like here, and then you close it, and everything conforms pretty nicely. I think it's a pretty interesting way to do things. It definitely works. It fits on the wrist very comfortably. I'm going to throw it on my 6.5 inch wrist right now, and I'll show you exactly what it looks like. On my 6.5 inch wrist, 48 millimeters lug to lug, it fits nicely across my wrist, I must say, and it does wear pretty comfortably. The band itself will probably need about a week to break in. This part over here, not the part where there's no padding, but it's definitely nice to have it, be able to self-adjust the strap. Obviously, you can always change out straps. This is 22 millimeters, and there's a bunch of variety of different straps that you can use on this model. But it's a very easy way to adjust the band. You just kind of fold it over. You want it more tight. You just kind of pull this more through, and everything kind of conforms nicely there, which is pretty cool. Furthermore, guys, what do I think about this watch? I think it's a very interesting watch. Kind of reminds me of some Ulysse Nardin vibes, some of their newer watches, but it's definitely its own thing, I'd say, and it's pretty well made. I'd say the case is cut very nicely. It's finished very nicely with that nice brushed satin finish. It has an interesting dial, and it also has an interesting way to tell time, which is not used very often. It has been used before, obviously. It's kind of a pointer to the hour wheel. But yeah, I think it has decent Loom, very nice case cut, case finishing. The band is definitely pretty cool. It's an interesting buckle here. Everything kind of flows together very nicely. You get an interesting movement, which is finished, to a degree that is acceptable at this price point, I think. Obviously, it's not to a Swiss, degree of hand finishing, but you're not paying that price. Also, we get quick release straps, if you didn't mention. But yeah, I think the movement looks pretty nice for what it is, and it seems to be functioning pretty good. Running about plus 10 seconds per day, I'd say, which is not bad for a non-COSC certified Japanese movement or Asian movement. But yeah, no quality control issues on my end. Comes in a nice box with a polishing cloth. I think it's a pretty good, offering if you want something really different in your collection. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below as usual. This is Watch Addiction Watch Reviews with the AGELOCER Automatic Original. I will drop a link where you can find one down in the description below. Definitely subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button if you enjoyed the video. Share this video with your friends. We have a lot more interesting content coming up real soon. Happy New Year's, and I will see you guys real soon. Bye.